Last month I did a review of the DeLorean and showed off some of the modifications that I made in another video. Today I'm going to walk you through how to install the Goldwing doors. Kind of reassembled the set to kind of give you a better idea of what you need to take apart. Some parts are a little bit more complicated and I don't want to take this completely apart and put it back together and all that. So one of the bigger areas you need to take out are the big 2x6 bracket pieces. With that, you only have to replace one part really, and that would be getting one of the 1x1 2 tall bracket pieces for both sides. So you need two of these, and that would be used to connect right there. Other than that, you might need a couple plates in the sides there to kind of hold it together. Pretty common. Maybe you could reuse some of the parts that were already used in the build, since that won't be like super visible when you have the doors on. The blue's a little unsightly, but that's what they used in the original set. So, it must be a reason for that. Next thing you're gonna have to worry about is taking out the windshield. You'll have another option to keep using this if you want to. Then we'll get to the flex capacitor. A couple parts need to be removed here, mainly the 1x2 brick there with the single stud connection. When you have that removed, you'll just need two plates. This will be mostly hidden, so you could do two light gray 1x2s or whatever colors. These are just ones that I had available. Take that off, place that back down, so that'll be the right height. And you don't really need this connected to the brick that was there originally, so it'll still press down as normal. So that's all you need to do for the interior modifications. For attaching the windshield part that I use, you are going to have to remove the little angled tiles on both sides to make new stud connections. Since it's a little bit limited on the connections, you'll need the 1x1 plates that you can see there. And it just presses on, it doesn't change the sort of size too much, just one extra brick back. And that way you don't have the gaps that were underneath the windshield anyway. So there are some improvements there. Since my last video, I decided I didn't want the tile on the top there, and I think it looks a little bit better with that, maybe some gaps at the top, but at least it doesn't have like a random gray at the front. For the roof, you'll need a 2x4 plate. Optional, you can add the transparent round plates there for some lights that are kind of present in the actual model, so just some sci-fi lights, and a 2x4 tile and a 1x4 tile. The open studs there will be where the doors connect. For the door, a couple assemblies to put it together. You need some brackets in black, a couple of rounded slope tiles in gray for the bottom of the door, using the larger ones to connect the brackets. So it's actually a pretty strong build when it's all put together and fits pretty much exactly where the stickers are from the original official car. After that's installed, you have to put on the top of the door basically, with a 1x4 plate, a 1x1 plate, and then a couple of cheese slopes for the transition for the window. Got to install that in the back for one side. It'll be mirrored on the other side. The mirror is just the 1x1 clip plate there with the, half circle tile and another cheese slope facing the other direction for, again, the transition. We'll see that when it's put on. This part does come in light gray now. I haven't gotten it in hand yet, so I have the dark gray from a couple years ago when I originally built this, but it'll be the older style of 1x1 clip sort of modified tile. That just because there's a little bit of less of a gap, and then the 1x1 plate with the clip facing that direction. The window will just be a bracket. You could do clear if you wanted to use a clear one. I went for the darker, transparent brown is the color now, sort of panel piece there. And a tile. I do believe this is the older one, and I want to say I purposely use the older window just because it had more space for the minifigures. The bracket will just go on the, double bar sided plate piece, and the modified tile clip will just connect where the plate is. So we have the one door here. It'll be the exact same build, obviously, just mirrored for the other side, and we'll have to attach this to the roof and the car, which will start with the sort of build we did there. And you can see right there, just connecting the clips on both sides of that for the doors and just kind of shimmying it down. There's a little bit of snagging here and there when you first get it on, but after it slides into place the first time, I haven't noticed like a lot of issues with moving the door into the right place. And that is just the easy door modification there. And if you had seen my other videos already, you can see the improvement there without the tile, like I already mentioned. I feel like better transition, seems a little smoother. and easy to open doors. I already brought it up in my last video. You do kind of have to leave this area open, which is fine. You know, at the bottom of the original doors, there was like the big black bar. That's actually not part of the door. That is like the under part of the car where the door connects. So not like super inaccurate, but if you put tiles there or anything, it will not sit as close. And you can see on the side of the car there, luckily the bracket sort of line lines up perfectly with stickers. That's a nice benefit. And something else I also pointed out in my last video, if you do not want to include my new windshield design, all you have to do is remove the window, remove the bracket pieces on both sides, and obviously the bit of roof we added. Slight modification, switching out the larger plate for just a 2x2 connected to the same spot. And now the other windshield will be able to attach as normal. So nothing crazy. I guess it is just held on by friction currently. If you wanted to move tiles around to give it an actual stud connection there, you could. And I feel like for this version of the windshield, you're going to want to flip around the G-slope so they are facing inwards to match that one. It'll just be a little bit smoother of a transition, but you know, personal taste, I guess, and these will still open. Just realizing I have a random printed tile used for the door right there. Oops. But still works as expected. You know, we'll just have the window still on the car, but you got to pick your battles and choose your preferences. If you want to see more custom Lego mocks or just Lego content overall, check out all the videos on my channel. If you want to help out even further, feel free to join as a member for some extra perks. Like always, I've been Brooke Up, and I'll see you in the next video.